Yes.
Welcome back, guys, to another Clash Royale video, and today we have some more news to talk about regarding the future of Clash Royale, and all this information is coming directly from the official forums, where one of the moderators recently had a chance to speak directly with the development team and ask a series of questions. And this first question here is probably the one that I'm most excited about, and that is, do you plan on addressing the gold shortage? And the team's answer was, yes, we certainly do. The team has several ideas at the moment to introduce new gold into the system. We wanted to take a cautious approach to begin with and not let everyone have mass amounts of gold, as you would see a mass influx of players with high level cards. So now that we have a baseline, we can start introducing new gold into the system. So this is pretty exciting news because, in my opinion right now, gold is one of the biggest bottlenecks for upgrading all of your cards, so it definitely sounds like the team recognizes that this is an issue and has some plans to fix it. Now, my only hope is that when they do fix the gold in this game, they make a significant and noticeable difference, and not just like a slight bump up of like 10% more gold in your chest, because I think we need a lot more gold than just that. So definitely some positive news here to start out. Now, the next question here says, what is the actual algorithm used to generate legendary drops from chest? And the team's answer was, someone from the Reddit community has actually already discovered this, and you can read about it here, and it links to a page on Reddit with a huge spreadsheet separating every chest type by arena, and then further separating the drop chances of each card type in each of those chests. So like I said, I will put a link in the description below to that spreadsheet, and you can go ahead and look up what arena you're in and find out what chances you have of getting a legendary card in each of those chests. But for example here, in Legendary Arena, in a silver chest, you have a 0.05% chance of getting a legendary card, and in a crown chest, you have a 0.78% chance of getting a legendary card. And on average, that works out to about 2,222 silver chests per one legendary card, or 128 crown chests per one legendary card. Let's compare that to Arena 7, for example, whereas in a silver chest, on average you have to open up 3,030 chests to get a legendary card, or 188 crown chests for one legendary card. So definitely, as you move up in arenas, your chances of getting a legendary card increases. But we all pretty much already knew that, but it's nice to see some actual numbers for once, knowing where their exact chances of getting a legendary card are. But the problem with having a percent chance drop is you're going to have some people get super lucky and get a bunch of legendary cards, and then you're going to have other people on the opposite side of the spectrum getting extremely unlucky, playing for months after months and not getting a single legendary card. So one thing that I would love to see the team add to the game to address this problem is, after a certain amount of time of not getting a legendary card, the game should slowly start increasing your chances of finding one until you actually do, and then it resets it back to the normal chance of finding a legendary card. And this way, if you are unlucky in the game and you've been playing for like over a month without finding a legendary card, the system would start slowly increasing your chances of finding one every single day until it gets to like a 100% drop rate, and then you finally find that legendary card, and then it resets it back to the regular amount, and then that way at least you're guaranteed like one legendary card every month and a half or so. And I actually think that this system could be implemented for super magical chests as well, because they are also pretty rare, and you have a bunch of people playing this game who haven't even found one super magical chest yet. But that's just one of my ideas as to something that can be added into this game to increase the chances of getting a legendary card or even a super magical chest. Let me know what you think of that idea in the comment section below. But let's go ahead here to the next question. And the next question is, will any sort of clan versus clan tournaments be added to the game? And the team answer was, it's something we love the idea of, and originally it was quite high on the priority list. However, currently our priority is to rework tournaments and get them to a standard that we and our users are happy with. So this is pretty exciting because it sounds like at some point in the past the team was actually planning on adding a clan versus clan tournament system. But for right now, they're focused on fixing the tournament system that's already in the game. But hopefully this is something we can look forward to in the future, because I, for one, love the idea of a clan versus clan tournament system. Now the next question here is extremely exciting and will affect a lot of people right now who are sitting in Legendary Arena or close to Legendary Arena, and this is something that's been talked about quite a bit in the past here. And the question is, how do you feel about the ripple effect caused by the end of season trophy reset? Why should level 8s have to face level 13s for several days after the reset? And the team's answer was, this is also something we want to address. We want people to have a reason to push up in trophies, as currently there isn't much of a reason other than fame and glory. Today, Monday the 15th, we did a small maintenance that helped players in the lower arenas push up, and now we need to help the other end of the trophy spectrum. We're looking into a few options to do with the reset, legendary trophies, and incentives. And I, for one, am extremely excited about the answers to this question because I know it affects a large portion of the player base, including myself, where basically the game becomes unplayable for a couple of days after every single season reset because all you get matched up against are max level players or extremely higher level players, and you have no chance of winning. So it's a huge source of frustration that exists in the game right now, and I know a lot of my clan members just stop playing the game for a couple of days after every single season reset, and they basically just wait for all those higher level players to push back up in trophies. But that's not really fun, just having to stop playing the game for a couple of days every 2 weeks because of the season reset. So it's definitely exciting hearing that the team is working on this and has some plans on how to fix this. And it's also exciting to hear that they have some plans to increase the incentive of pushing up higher in trophies, because as it is right now, once you hit Legendary Arena, there really isn't any incentive to push up higher than that besides bragging rights. So hopefully this is something that will be fixed. But let's move on to the next question here. And the next question is, what would you do differently if you were to go back during the initial development phase of Legendary cards? And the answer was, we would have added more Legendary cards in one hit, so people would have had a higher chance to attain them. The more Legendary cards in the game, the higher chance of getting one. The next question here is, do you plan on adding any purpose for the Legendary trophies? And the answer is yes, although we can't say what yet, though it is certainly something we want to do. And this just really ties back into one of their previous answers about increasing the incentives for pushing up higher in Legendary Arena. But I, for one, am really excited to hear what they might have planned for those Legendary trophies. But I would also like to hear your guys' opinions. What would you like to be able to use your Legendary trophies for? Personally, I think it would be really cool to be able to buy Legendary cards with your Legendary trophies, but that might be a bit far-fetched. But let me know what your ideas are. Now, the next question here is for all of you conspiracy theorists out there, and the question is the matchmaking rigged in any way, shape, or form? And the answer is yes. For the most part, the matchmaking system is only based on trophy count. Decks and player experience do not come into the matchmaking system at all, so it's not as if you will be forced to play with somebody who has a counter to your deck. It's just that there are millions of players, so people are bound to have counters to your deck. However, if you are on a losing streak, the matchmaking will try and pair you with somebody else who is also on a losing streak to help break them. The only other feature of matchmaking is dealing with trophy droppers. There are not many of them, but the system does try to pair higher level players with each other in the lower arenas if possible. This was a pretty interesting answer, especially the parts about people on losing streaks facing each other, and also the trophy dropping feature that tries to pair higher level people against each other in the lower arenas. Let me know what you guys think about this answer in the comment section below. But the next question here is, were you surprised at the reaction to your statement on emotes? 73% of the people in the forum alone were frustrated with your decision, and their answer was, yes, we were a little surprised. We knew people would be upset, but we didn't quite expect that many people. For the meantime, we are keeping our stance on emotes, but never say never. One thing we are looking at is the potential of making them more positive, so it's harder to be insulting with them. Whether this means more customizable emotes or buying them like you could in Splashland, who knows? It's not something we are working on at the moment, but could be down the track. Now, I was kind of surprised by this answer because I still had a bit of hope that they might rethink their position on this issue, because personally I would love the ability to mute emotes, because while there are some positive sides to the emote system, for example, in my clan, whenever I friendly battle my clan members, we always have a bit of fun with the emote system. For example, we like to spam each other back and forth in friendly battles with all the different emotes, but we all know it's in good fun, and then after the battle, we have some good laughs about it. But in live battles, it's a whole different story, because usually you're facing a higher level opponent with higher level cards, and all they do is just spam emotes at you like thanks, laughing face, well played when you lose a tower, or the crying emoji, and it's a huge source of frustration. I know on pretty much all of my accounts, I'm facing higher level opponents, and I deal with this every single day, facing people that are higher level, that just like to spam emotes constantly, and like I said, it's a huge source of frustration for the player base, and I simply don't see any negative side of allowing players to mute the emote system. I mean, if people don't want to mute it, then fine, they can go ahead and play around with the emotes, but if people are getting frustrated, then go ahead and allow them to mute the emotes. All it's really going to do is make it a much more positive experience for that player that wants to mute the emote system. So like I said, I don't really see any downside to allowing players to mute the emote system. But let's keep moving on here. Now the next question is, what determines the cards you get in a chest? Is it randomized luck or some sort of system? And the answer is, for the most part, it is luck, though the system does try to keep all your cards around the same level. For example, you may have noticed that when a new card comes out, you tend to find it in just about every single chest. This is the system trying to catch it up to your other cards. And this just really confirms all of our theories about the card balancing system in this game, so it's not really new information. Now the next question here is extremely important, and it is, will you be addressing win trading and buying tournament chests? For those of you who don't know, win trading is the act of purposely losing to another player in this game to boost their trophies, and it happens a whole lot in the top of the leaderboard system. The second part there about buying tournament chests is basically where people start a tournament and then sell specific placements in those tournaments to people. For example, somebody might start a 15,000 card tournament and then sell first place for $400, sell second place for $250, and then sell third place for $100. Now that's just an example, and I don't really have any knowledge of this occurring in the game myself, so I can't really confirm or deny this. I just wanted to explain to you guys what he was talking about when he was saying buying tournament chests. And the team's answer was, yes, we certainly will be. Win trading is a little more tricky as it's technically not against the terms of service and is part of the game mechanics, though it does go against the spirit of the game and it's something we want to enforce. Buying tournament places with real money is a little easier to stop, and we will be certainly looking at that as well. And the final question here is a very big one, and the question is, does the team notice that the community is being contagiously toxic at the moment? And the answer is, yes, we do, and that is something we are going to endeavor to change. And I'm super happy about this answer. A couple of things that I think the team could do to improve the positivity in this game. For one, would be allowing people to mute the emote system, because I think that's a huge source of frustration right now in this game. And also, I think that more frequent balance changes would definitely help out with the positivity of this game, because it's been a while since the last balance change, and we all know that the Miner and the Royal Giant are definitely frustrating to face against every single game. I just would like to see more viable options and more deck variety out there, but sounds like, based on a lot of these answers, the team already has a lot of ideas in place to improve the positivity in this game. For example, increasing the gold availability, improving the matchmaking, and adding incentives for pushing up higher in trophies. But that is the end of all the questions. Let me know what you think about all the answers in the comment section below. I would love to hear your guys' opinions on all these questions and answers. And also, let me know what you think about these news videos versus my typical deck strategy videos. I would love to hear you guys' opinions on these different types of videos. Should I keep doing them, or should I stick to doing deck strategy videos and challenges and stuff like that? Just kind of branching out here, trying new things, and seeing if you guys like it. So please let me know your feedback in the comment section below. It is really important for me. Now this is the end of the video. I'm gonna go ahead and let this battle finish out here and then do the outro. But thank you so much for watching, guys. If you enjoyed the video, please make sure to like and subscribe. Thank you for watching again, and we'll see you in the next video.